Molly, we just witnessed, the romance and the camaraderie between the two leaders, and this is such an important visit, both for the Indian Prime Minister and also for the American President Joe Biden in terms of how they would like to take the India-US equation forward. And it was not just about defense ties, but also a lot was spoken about people-to-people connect. And the United States appears to have pulled off all stops. Now, the United States is planning to open 2 more consulates. It's also changing its visa rules as well. Tell us as to how the United States of America wants to take the people-to-people contact bit forward.
Indeed, Sally, I'm reminded of what the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said earlier, that a number of deliverables from the Indian Prime Minister's U.S. state visit are not just bullet points on a paper. It's a lot more than that. The visit is about people-to-people ties. It's about deepening the trust between the two sides. Also, when it comes to lifting of barriers as far as sharing of technology is concerned, ISET has also been called as a way to go beyond sharing of technology and forging closer relationships between businesses in both the countries. So the overarching theme, of course, has been to deepen the relationship between the two sides, and it's a multifaceted relationship as the defense cooperation, when it comes to sharing of technology, when it comes to people-to-people ties. All of these have been talked about in the run-up to the visit as well. When it comes to specifically the potential that the two sides have, when it comes to the realization that America has at this point, when it comes to reaching out to India and needing India's assistance in countering China. On the other hand, India sees the United States as a trusted partner and a source of defense cooperation, which can only grow by leaps and bounds from here onwards, given the fact that the two sides are laying a lot of emphasis on the lifting of barriers, which the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technology also focuses on. Also, we've seen the way in which the Indian Prime Minister, his equation with the US President Joe Biden has also been talked about. They have met multiple times, but the rapport that the two leaders shared earlier as well, when the President was talking about the popularity of the Indian Prime Minister here in the United States. So all of these have been facets that have been spoken about in great detail, and the key outcomes will not just be through that joint statement, but it is going to be a lot of symbolism also that comes along with this visit.
Absolutely indeed. Molly, do continue to stay on with us. Meanwhile, I'm told that we're also being joined by Siddhant Civil, who's also joining us live on this broadcast. Now, Siddhant, in some time from now, we'll see the Indian Prime Minister address the joint sitting of the Congress. And he's doing this not the first time, but the second time, which puts him in a complete league of his own. Tell us a bit about what is to be expected of that address to the joint sitting of the Congress by the Indian Prime Minister.
Well, Saleh, let me start by saying that where I am right now, I'm inside the very room where the press conference will take place between the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the US President Joe Biden. Everyone is waiting for that big press conference in which questions will be taken by the two sides. Now, several areas of convergences have occurred, including on defense, trade, on consular access, opening of consulates, and also space as well. We will see big ticket announcements being made from this very room inside the White House, and the big focus remains as to how India and the US cement their relationship further. Now, the big focus will be also on the address of the US of the Indian Prime Minister at the US Congress. He leaves from this place after the press conference to the Capitol Hill, which is a short drive from this place. And in fact, one thing I would like to point out that from the conversation when it started at the Oval House almost more than 1 hour ago, the time period, they have crossed the time limit of the bilateral which was given. So that is why everything is now essentially going into the other event which is taking place.
Absolutely indeed. Thank you very much indeed to Siddhant Civil, to Molly Gambhir, and also to Susan Tehrani for joining us and getting us all those details. This, of course, is a big moment in diplomacy between India and the United States. It's a point of inflection, as the American president defined it. because now what we're going to see are stronger ties being forged between these two nations, and it'll be very interesting to see as to the announcements that will be made in a short while from now.